It's Father Sean recording from the past because you may know that I am right now in Italy, in Rome. So priests, we're supposed to take a retreat every year. Actually, there's money in the archdiocesan budget for each priest to take a retreat. And so we can use that as we want, go to a retreat center or something like that. I decided to use the money set aside for the archdiocese for my retreat to go to Rome for this Jubilee year. So I am staying with some religious sisters that are there. They have a guest house. I mean, anybody can stay there. You can reserve it online. And then just walking to see all the places, the holy doors to walk through at the 4 major basilicas, saints out the wazoo. I know last week I talked about the organ at Immaculate Conception. One of the plans I have is to stop by the tomb of Saint Cecilia and to entrust the organ renovation project into Saint Cecilia's hands. You know, Saint Cecilia is the patron saint of musicians. So I've got all sorts of places that I want to stop by and pray for our parish. I know a lot of people sent me petitions, so I am making sure to pray for all of those. Been keeping an eye on them as I'm about ready to leave to make sure I've got all of those things in order. I appreciate your prayers. Appreciate your prayers that it may be a safe journey, it may be a good trip, and one to draw me closer to Christ. And honestly, in a particular way, St. Peter has been really close to my heart. There, You know, the gospel a few weeks ago was at daily mass, and it was when St. Peter, after the miraculous catch of fish, Jesus rises from the dead, and St. Peter is asked by Jesus, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" And the scripture scholars say it's a little unclear what these are. Do you love me more than these? And so my daily mass homily was kind of talking about this. It could be, do you love me more than you love these fellows, right? Do you love me more than you love, James or John or Andrew or Thomas, any of these? Do you love me more than these guys? Or it could mean, do you love me in a greater way than these guys do, right? Are you first in the way of love? Do you love me more than all of these? The third thing is Jesus asking Peter, do you love me more than these fish? They just had a miraculous catch of fish, which is silly, seems silly. Do you love me more than you love fish? And but you remember, fishing was Peter's livelihood. Fishing was Peter's job. It was even possibly a hobby. Do you love me more than your work? Do you love me more than anything else? And as I was preaching about that, it was almost as if the Lord just kind of asked me the same question. You know, I hope it comes across. I really do love being a priest. It is a great joy. But as I was preaching about that, it was as if the Lord was asking me, do you love me more than you love being a priest? And that was a question and a half that I really wanted to take to the tomb of St. Peter. So that's one of the things, I think probably the first stop I'm going to have in Rome is going to be to go to the bones of St. Peter and to talk about that with him. Show me how to love Jesus more than this role? Because I really do. I really love being a priest, but I should really love Jesus more than that. So that's the question. It's honestly for like a month been haunting me. And so just trying to love Jesus even better. Trying to love him a little more, even more than this role that is just such a grace and such a blessing. And I love being the pastor of Holy Face of Jesus Parish. But I've got to love Jesus more. So it's been an invitation to conversion. So hoping to go to the tomb of St. Peter and bring these things to him, ultimately to bring them to the Lord. So appreciate your prayers. When I was planning on what I was going to talk about for the Roman Jubilee pilgrimage, I was not talking about that. I don't know if you could see me pause a little bit, but that's what's going on in my soul. So we'll talk to you guys later. Please pray for me, and see you next time. Father Sean out.